Hey guys, I am back with another travel talk video, and I'm going to skip the next one that I said I was going to talk about and talk about Disney during this one, and then we'll move back on to what I was originally planning to do. Let's move on. So just quickly, this is where I stayed. You have lots of choices when you go to Disney where to stay. So I went to Walt Disney World in Florida. And this is the Club Wyndham Cypress Palms. It is a timeshare place, but you don't have to buy a timeshare to stay there. My parents and I were lucky to be able to have stayed there for 7 nights for $25 because my dad took a timeshare tour. So if you can find one of those tours and don't mind wasting 2 to 3 hours of your day, you too can stay at a place like this for about 25 bucks. The way he did it quickly, I'll tell you, he did the timeshare tour, paid them $75. They gave him a $50 Visa gift card that he could use anywhere, which just kind of should have just, I don't know why they did that. That's a little strange for me. But then the room turned out to be $25 for a 7-night stay. And this is a beautiful, beautiful resort. The only complaint was it had extremely slow Wi-Fi, but literally that is the only complaint about this resort. It was amazing. We had a 1-bedroom full, I think that's what they called it, basically an apartment. You can get 2 bedrooms or you can get, I think they call them minis. So it had a 1-bedroom and then a sleeper sofa, so this room would have slept up to 4 people. It had a kitchen. The dining room and living room were shared, and then it had a balcony and then a bathroom. And so the bathroom had a shower, a toilet, and a sink, and then the bedroom had another sink, and it may have had a double sink. I know it had at least 1 sink, and then a jacuzzi tub. So beautiful, beautiful resort. Highly recommend it. Definitely check them out. And then even if you don't do a timeshare tour, you can still book a room with them. Be more expensive though. Just keep that in mind. So I went to Epcot 2 years ago in 2013, and they did not have these magic bands at that point in time. So I don't know specifically when they got these. I know they didn't have them in 2013 when I went, unless they got them later in the year. So this is a Disney magic band. They come in all different colors. I wanted the pink one. You do not have to purchase the magic band. You can still get a card that kind of looks like a credit card as your ticket, but this is really cute and it's so easy to wear. You just strap it on like your watch, and then you load your tickets onto this band. It has a code that is extremely tiny on the back of it. You may need a magnifying glass to read it, but each code on the back of this magic band or one of those cards is linked to one specific person and their tickets. So when you walk up to the gate, you have a, you just touch this band to this little, I think it had Mickey's head on it, to this ring, and it will light up, and when it goes green, you're allowed to go through. And so when you first walk in, you'll touch it, it will light up green, and then you put your finger on this little fingerprint pad and it will take your fingerprint. Then you can just go on through, and you can also load fast passes onto your band or to your card. So this is a little booklet about the magic band and just tells you quite a bit about it. And it also does a lot more than just putting fast passes and your tickets on there. It's got a lot of things. So if you end up staying at a resort, this will also be your room key. You just hold your wrist up to your room and it will open your doors. It will, if you do the meal plans or any food plans, same thing. Everything is loaded onto this. It's kind of a little bit scary, but it's convenient. So that is the magic band, and this is the booklet about it. I'm not going to read it to you. Then this is the Fast Pass thing right here. And so what they suggested to me is to download an app on my phone called My Disney Experience. And it has a lot more than just the Fast Passes, but that's how you can preload Fast Passes. So you're allowed to preload up to 3 Fast Passes per park per day. I think I got that right. I did not do the park hopper tickets, so I am not sure if you did the park hopper tickets, and you were planning on going to 2 parks in one day, if you could load 3 fast passes per park, but I did the 1-day ticket. It's a little bit cheaper. So what you'll do is the earlier you can do this, the better. You have better chances of getting earlier fast passes. So you can load your fast passes onto your Magic Band by using that code through that Disney app. And you will just load them on there, get the earlier ones, and then as soon as you use your fast passes, they have fast pass kiosk in the parks, and you can load up to 3 more fast passes at that point in time. I had to stop and get me some water. My throat is just messed up. Sorry about the way I sound. Anyway, fast passes, that's pretty much it. You load 3 onto your card, your ticket, your Magic Band. Then you use those 3 in any one of the parks. Then you can go get 3 more at a fast pass kiosk. So that's kind of the way it works. The earlier, the better that you can load them onto your card. Just saying. Then let's talk about Disney transportation and where you may be staying and how are you going to get to the theme parks. If you are staying on Disney property, you can ride a bus, a boat, or the monorail to get to one of the theme parks. Now, depending on which resort you're staying at will depend on which one of those items that you can ride or which one of those means of transportation. Most of all of the hotels, the resorts, you will get there by bus at any of the theme parks. If you don't mind paying a little bit more for your the price of the trip, if you stay at the Contemporary, the Grand Floridian, Polynesian, I think those are the 3, then you can either ride the monorail or a boat to get to the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. If you, I think to get to like the Animal Kingdom and Disney Hollywood Studios, you got to go by bus to get there or by your personal vehicle. So that's kind of the way it works if you're staying at a Disney property. I have stayed on the resorts, 3 different resorts. I did the Disney All-Star Music, Disney All-Star Movies, and the Coronado Springs. The All-Star Resorts are the cheapest that Disney has, that's my understanding, and let me tell you, it looks it too. They're really cute the way they have the outside of them done, but they are literally just the basic of basic rooms. Not very comfortable, just very, very cheap room. It's just a place to sleep. You don't want to spend a lot of time in those rooms. That's just my opinion. The Coronado Springs is a little bit of an upscale compared to the All-Star Resorts. It's still, the room-wise, was almost roughly the same as the All-Star. So I have not seen one of the, either the Contemporary Hotel, the actual rooms. So I don't know what they're like other than what I've seen in YouTube vlogs. Some of them look amazing, but I think for the most part, they're just standard rooms, nothing special. So if you are staying on the property, you're going to ride a bus, the monorail, or a boat to get to the parks. If you are staying off-site at a different hotel or resort, you've got, maybe I can think of 3 different ways to get there. You can drive yourself and pay for parking, and I believe parking was $17. Then you can take a taxi. I don't know how much the taxis will cost. Obviously, it varies depending on where you're staying. Then you can also do passenger drop-off, which is what I did, except for the day we went to Epcot, because that is the only theme park that my parents went to was Epcot. So passenger drop-off is absolutely free. You just have to get somebody to drive you over there. When you pull up to the parking gate where you would pay for a parking ticket, you tell the attendant, I'm just doing a passenger drop-off, and they will tell you to follow either the green or blue line depending on the park you're going to. You follow the line and you end up where the taxis go and other bus services. And those other bus services are, if you're staying off-site, a lot of the hotels share a transportation system, and they say it's free and you just tip the driver. And what it is, you call them and say, I need pickup to go to the Magic Kingdom, and then they send somebody by. But you have to stop a lot of times at several different hotels to do that, and you may be later getting there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ugh. Okay. So passenger drop-off is great. I definitely recommend it if that is an option for you to do that. So you just get dropped off, and then if you're going to the Magic Kingdom, you got a couple of choices. You ride the monorail or the ferry boat to actually get to the park. If you're going to Epcot, you just walk right in, Animal Kingdom, you walk right in from where you get dropped off. You just walk over to it. I think the Disney Hollywood Studios works the same. It's just been a while since I've been to that particular park. So I definitely recommend doing passenger drop-off or paying the parking ticket. Doing the transportation services where a bus comes and picks you up, they come at a certain time and then they tell you, we will be back here at this point in time and you've got to be here or you miss your ride. If that were to happen, there's always taxis out there so you can get a cab. So that's just the way to get to the theme parks. Let me look at my notes. Okay. Arriving at the park, I recommend doing it early. That is just my personal opinion. And getting there literally before the gates open, I was able to see the Magic Kingdom open up. My second day, they do let you in a little bit early. They say that the parks open at 9. Some days, some of the parks may open at 8, but I don't know how they I don't know how they determine which park is opening at 8 on which day. All of the parks opened at 9 while I was there. So, at the Magic Kingdom, we went through the bag check. Then we went through where you scan your magic band, and they let us through, and then they held us up right in front of Main Street USA, or where the train is, and then they did a little pre-show. And once the show was over, I think we got into the Magic Kingdom about 10 minutes early, so about 8:50. And the reason why I recommend getting there early is, number one, you can see the show, get there when it opens. But the biggest thing is you can head immediately and start riding your favorite rides first. And you don't have to wait in line. So a lot of times you don't even need the fast passes if you get there early enough. So I did the Magic Kingdom twice. Once on Saturday and once on Wednesday. Saturday, I was able to ride Space Mountain 5 times in a row, and I used my Fast Pass just 1 time, so I got it kind of out of my system. Now, that took about an hour, so about 10 o'clock, and it was a Saturday. I started riding other rides, and then it just got mass crowds on that Saturday, and there was a lot of waiting at that point. On Wednesday, there was not as much waiting, so I rode Space Mountain 1 time. Then I headed over and rode Peter Pan's Flight of Peter Pan, something like that. Then I went over and rode Big Thunder Mountain Railroad 4 times. I love that one, so it was a lot of fun. So I definitely recommend immediately, as soon as you get there early, right when it opens, and head immediately to your favorite ride. That ensures that you are going to be able to ride it multiple times without really a long wait. The wait is usually from the point where you start walking. It may take you 2-3 minutes to walk to where the ride actually get on, and you may have to wait another minute or 2 to get on the ride itself. So it was roughly taking me 10 to 15 minutes from where I started walking into, say, Space Mountain, and then doing the ride and getting off. About 10 to 15 minutes for the whole process before I did it again. So, man, my voice is going. I am so sorry. This is probably going to sound terrible. So that is just my recommendation, is get there early. And let's see. Okay, I was just looking at my notes to see if I had anything else written down. One thing I did want to tell you, the food obviously is going to be really expensive, but you can actually take food into the park with you, food in your drinks, whether it be a Coke or a water or something like that. You can take your snacks in there with you, and I definitely recommend doing that. So that way you will have a snack and not have to pay outrageous prices for it. I did eat lunch at each one of the parks every day. And so other than that, though, I took like water with me in my backpack. So I kind of wanted to move into taking a backpack or a purse with you, depending on if you're a guy, gal, or it doesn't matter. This is the backpack that I used. It's kind of a small one. This is just a educational tour group. I got this when I took my Italy tour, so this is just the backpack. It's got multiple pockets. Unless you take one of these ACIS tours, you're probably not going to get this one. But a backpack this size is really good, and it just makes your life so much easier. And one this size fits on all of the rides. I had no trouble whatsoever getting on a ride with this backpack and storing it. My very first day in Magic Kingdom, I wasn't really sure about the backpack because I was like, I just couldn't remember. So I left the backpack the first day and then used it the rest of the time. But I went in with this purse. I've had this purse for a long time. It goes on most of my trips with me. It's just a very small crossbody purse. It's just got a pocket there. Then it's got an inside with some pockets on the inside. This will hold a cell phone, some lip glosses. It'll hold my vlogging camera, some Kleenexes, things of that nature. I take a small wristlet for my wallet and don't take a big wallet. So a purse like this is one that I would definitely recommend, just a crossbody small purse or a backpack. And if I take the backpack, I won't take the purse. And one of the reasons, though, I highly recommend the backpack is if you are going to be making a lot of purchases, you can store your purchases in the backpack. I do recommend waiting to make your purchases towards the end of the day, unless you see that they're running out of something and you just feel you've got to get it right at that moment. Or if you are at Epcot and you see something at the Canada section, and you're like, well, I don't want to carry that around with me, and then you end up at Mexico, which is the complete other end of the World Showcase, then you would have to make a trek back. So if you are at Epcot and you want to make a purchase at any one of the countries, I would say you probably need to get it then, just because it is a long walk back. And backpacks are great for storing souvenirs. It's also a great place to put your snacks, your water in, and just things of that nature. So I definitely recommend a small backpack or at least a crossbody style purse. It just makes your life easier. So this has kind of been my travel talk for Disney, the Walt Disney World. I've never been to the one in California, but a little bit of trivia I learned. The whole theme park in California, the Disneyland theme park, it will sit in the parking lot of the Magic Kingdom. So that is the size difference between the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World in Florida compared to Disneyland in California. It's much smaller, is what I've been told. So that is my trivia for you guys today. Please ask me any questions that you may have. I'm not an expert, but I have been 6 times to various parks. So I do have some experience under my belt, and I just got back. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll check in with you later. Bye, everybody.